Hello, hello. How's it going? Hello there, General Kenobi. Hello, hello. I got a little bit of problem. So it looks like the audio was repeating over and over again. I really don't know why. I had to put the stream on hold for a little bit. Good, sounds good now. Good, thank you. Perfect. I had to just disable something. It's the first time, so I have to adapt. Okay, we're just waiting for a little bit more people to come in, and then we will properly go into it. All right. Hey, 3 people. Hello, everyone. All right. So, to make it clear, today we are going to take a look at some basics in modding. And later on we will play together some Star Wars Battlefront 2 because of the triple XP event going on now. Four people. I'm not expecting too many people because it was an unscheduled stream. So even if it will be just 10 or so, you're all welcome here. Alright. And here we go. So modding. There is nothing too special regarding modding, except that you need to learn how to use Frosty Editor. This is Frosty Editor. Here it is. Frosty Editor is the name Frosty comes from the Frosty engine, because Frosty engine is that specific. They made it. It can be downloaded from web, specifically on a website. I will leave a link down below in case you want to give it a try. Okay, and the things you must know: the game has different files with a lot of categories. For example, here we have animations, characters, cinematics. All of them are in a separate folder, each one, and there are a lot of files going on. I guess you might want to know what I'm working with in order to get all the clone characters that I am getting on Instagram. uh, I usually go to characters, and here you have all another kind of categorizing of the folders. Uh, Body parts, heads, droids, imperials, and so on. In the light folder, you'll find all the light characters like rebels, um, resistance, and clones, of course. Each one has kind of a code name. Assault New Era is specific for the new trilogy, the original trilogy, and prequels. Each one is shortened. Each name is shortened. Alright, so to get to get to the Clone Trooper, you'll have to go to Ale Assault prequel, that's where you're going. Um, and here you have different assets. This is the main folder, which contains blueprints and meshes. The meshes are visual representations of the blueprints. These are the 3D models everyone is working with when modding or just rendering. Here we go. Give them a second to load up helmet mesh. So this is a 3D model of the Clone Trooper helmet. Each mesh, each 3D model has a proper texture. For example, the Clone Trooper helmet has helmet 1 CS, because there are two Clone Trooper helmets, phase 1 and phase 2. Here is a phase 2 helmet and has a proper texture. And then you got the phase 1 Clone Trooper helmet and the Clone Trooper body, the normal armor. Just give me a second. As something very quick. All right. Good. So, as I said, each controller, each mesh, because there are multiple meshes, have a proper texture. Now, when I make skins, I get these textures and export them. Recently, you are able to export the files as PNG, DDS, and so on. I am used to DDS, and I recommend you all to use the DDS format, because that way you'll have the alpha layer. I will tell you later on what is the alpha layer and why it's so important. And you just select it, export as DDS, and save. And it says texture successfully exported. Now, there are two ways to edit, to make markings on the clone troopers. The first one is to use Photoshop. Of course, I'm not paying for Photoshop. I think everyone is. It has the correct version. Who's using it? There is a thing. When you will start for the first time to make textures, you have to use a plugin for Photoshop that implies using textures for in-game. When you'll get the Frosty Editor, here you'll have a convenient links section, and here you'll see Frosty website, support, Intel Texture Works plugin for Photoshop. You'll want to go there and just download it and then install it. And now, after you open up the file, it will ask you the load options. This file contains transparency. Every time mark the load transparency as alpha channel in order to make the alpha channel visible. Now, this alpha channel is sometimes being used as roughness, as the roughness map. What is that? It makes the textures to be much more realistic in game. So, for instance, if I go and let's say I make a, don't know, a quick scratch like this one. Give me us. Okay. A quick scratch. This is an example of a scratch. And then I select it like this. I go into alpha channel and I dark it. I make it dark. This part that I have darkened, it won't be bright in game. So the alpha channel basically is the channel for brightness. Let me show you. So the more bright you make it, let me show you a quick example. The more brighter you make the alpha channel, the more shiny the clone trooper will look. Let's yes, import, and it's much more shiny. Of course, you can't see it that better in the Frosty preview mode, but what you will notice mostly in game is that the dark parts marked around here in the roughness channel are not shiny because you basically just made those spots darker, so they won't be shiny in game. The more darker you made them, the less shiny they will be. Alright, so this is about the alpha channel. Now, you may ask, okay, this looks like a texture, a normal picture. But how is this supposed to be? How is this supposed to make the clone trooper helmet? Well, you see, the clone trooper helmet is splitted in multiple parts. I think you will recognize the front part of the helmet where the visor is. And it will be a bit more complicated for you in the first place to make markings, because you have to you will have to make sure you have all the markings united. Oh, hello there, Mandalorian Captures. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. I will show you a quick example of making a marking. So here is the upper part of the helmet. This is the upper part. And now you have to make sure that the way you do the marking is the lines. You must make sure that the lines are straight. For instance, you have the 501st Legion, the 501st markings, and they have a bit more straight kind of marking on the upper part of the helmet. So here I will use quickly the lasso tool, the polygonal lasso tool, because this one is just to go free and make free movements. This one is much more precise. And here we go. You have the polygonal lasso, and you can draw. You can make the curve of the marking. I will just go random to quickly show you. Like this, I will use black for now, just to give you a quick example, and then fill it in like this. Then you'll have to save it like this, and then Photoshop will ask you the texture type, compression, maps. You'll want to make sure that on the texture type you mark color and plus alpha, because you have an alpha layer, so that's pretty logic. Have BC7 on fine sRGB with DX11 plus, and the maps always auto-generate, because otherwise when you will start the game, the game might crash. Good. You press OK, and then you will have to import the texture in here, like this, and then you'll see the modified part. The modified part will right away show up in here, like this. It looks pretty good. In the first place, the very first texture that I made, I wasn't so precise, because I didn't know how the parts were coming in. But yeah, this is typically how you do it in Photoshop. Now, this is the first method of making markings, make it in Photoshop. But then there is another option that uses a more, let's say, a more easy way to make skins. There is a program called Substance Painter. I know some of you that are preoccupied with this, you might say, okay, you have to pay money. Well, yes, but there is a little trick in which we can go for the student version. Just give them some fake details. I know it's not very okay what I'm saying now, but it's the normal way. You'll just go for it, and then they'll give you the download and the license key. This one is a bit more complex, because you'll have to use meshes. The meshes, these ones, the 3D models. Luckily, there is a way for Frosty Editor to export the 3D models. My advice is to not leave it in centimeters on millimeters, because I don't know, it won't be visible for some reason. Do it in meters. It's a larger scale, it's much better. Then you'll have to press the export button the same way, make sure you have FBX, and so on. Now I will show you a quick example on how I'm doing it. You'll have to create a new project file like this. Here on the file, you'll have to select the mesh you just exported. Let me, like this, clone kit, leave everything else alone, and press OK. And here in a second, yes, you'll see it here. I know this looks a little bit messy, because all the gear that is existing in the game is on one single mesh, but here in this tab you'll have all the parts separated, so you can have the textures assigned for each one. So if I unmark heavy parts, you'll see it will disappear. Same goes for all the others, like this. Good. And then you will have the normal clone trooper, and you will start to create markings. Just give me a quick second. I forgot to do something. I just noticed that the title the title of the live stream is the default one, even though I set it up to be as I wanted to. I'm sorry for that. I will have a quick change to it. Give me a second. Nick Herget, thank you. Now, thank you for you coming by and supporting me. It means a lot. And I will try my best to make the best content for all of you. Like this, okay. Now if you want, can do a quick refresh to the live stream. Just change the title. It's a noob. It's a noob. Thank you for subscribing, Mandalorian Captures, my good old friend. All right. So solve the problem. Now we are back. Now, where were we? Yes, creating markings. Um, each single mesh has a base texture. A base texture is the one that contains the roughness and the colors. You see, this is only the 3D mesh. It doesn't have any color on it. It's just pure white, nothing edited. Now, I got yeah, in the first place, Substance Painter for some reason doesn't use DDS format textures. So when you export it, I have to export it in PNG format and not in DDS. I will export now in DDS, in PNG, sorry, and then go to File in Substance Painter and import resources like this. Add resources, and then you'll just have to select it from where you exported it. Let me here, like this. In the front of the named file, you'll see undefined. Now, when you import it in Substance Painter, you'll have to name what kind of texture, what kind of map or file you have. Alpha is the roughness map I've talked about. Now, color LUT, environment, and texture. You'll want to choose texture because it's gonna be applied on a 3D model. Then import your resources to the current session and press import. Now, in order to apply the base texture on the 3D model, you have to select the body. No, my bad. The phase 2 helmet, because we exported a phase 2 helmet, and have here, you must create a fill layer like this. This is the button for the fill layer, and then you'll have to go to properties. Now in properties you have the different materials, color, metal, rough, normal maps, and height. I will explain what these are later. But you'll have to unmark them in order to make sure that you don't mess something up, just to make sure. And then you'll have to click on the base color and get the texture. Let me have it very quick. Assault, yes. This, and here, as you can see, is the texture we edited earlier with the marking on it, like this. I don't know, I think I messed something up. I don't know, the intensity of it is a little bit weird. So I'll import very quick another resource. And yes, here you can see my full list of mods that I've made over the year. And here we have, this is my own version of base texture. The weathered one. I know the visor is not black, that's because of a certain reason. I'll show you later on when we will apply the texture in game. Alright, so here you have the base color, and then you'll want to just start and make the markings. For that, you'll need to create a new layer. Hello there, Callum Derbyshire. Welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, two of us. Yes, there are two of us actually. I was pretty surprised the first time when I met him. Mandalorian Captures. By the way, if you're not following him, follow him now. He's a very good game photographer. Of course, for Battlefront 2 and for other games, but mostly Battlefront 2. Alright, so back at it. Here we have layers. Yes, you create a new layer in which you will paint the clone trooper helmet like this, markings. And here you have a shelf, that's how it's called. Here you have all variations. Thank you, man. Have all the variations. Alpha, which are mostly used for other maps, normal maps. You'll see what are those. Grunges, some kind of brushes, but the most thing you're interested in is brushes. Here, they are similar to the ones in Photoshop, but they are much better for creating textures, because you have some certain variations. Like, for instance, if you just want to paint, you will want to choose basic hard, the basic hard brush, or basic soft. This is I personally use it as an eraser. You'll see, like this, and you just select one. Then you will want to select the color you want to go for. Now, before you select the color, make sure to unmark metal rough on NRM and height, because otherwise the markings you will make on the clone trooper helmet won't go only for the base color, but for all the other maps if you have them, and it's not that good because it will just look messed up. Then you select the color. Now I select a random color, but if you have certain code, an RGB code, you will have to type it right in here, like this. Now, just a quick explanation. The color codes are making the color, to say so. Here we have, for example, this kind of a blue. It has a certain combination of numbers. Each goes for red, green, and blue. That's how it works. RGB. And I will just copy the numbers. Each one will go for a certain, for their channel. See, red in here. And then for the green channel, the 69, like this, and then 206. And we have the same color as in Photoshop. And now I'll have to create the markings properly. Here we go. In order to adjust the brush, the size of it, you just right click the thing and adjust the size as you by your choice. Here we go. And now you just can paint it. Now it looks messy. I see it, I know. When you want to make some straight lines, you'll have to use shift. You press the point, shift, and then you'll have some much better lines like this, much more straight. I just gave a quick example. Let's make a proper marking like this. Here you go. This way. Just something random. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, if the marking, for example, must be the same on the other side, you can activate the mirror mode. This way, when you will make a marking here, it will go on the other side as well, like this. And then you won't have to bother and make the whole thing again on the other side. You'll have it like just like this, and then you can fill it up. Make it higher, yes, and always use the shift key and fill it up. And then you will have something similar to the 501st marking. It was just for something quick to say, like this. And then you'll want to just continue with the marking, make it like this. Now this wouldn't be too easy to do in Photoshop. It would be a little bit more harder to do, because as I said earlier, you'll have the parts of the helmet splitted in all directions. So the upper part up here, you see, is up here. And then this part that I just painted is located here. And then it will be much harder for you to fit, to make sure that the lines are going straight and not in all directions, like this. And this is what it's all about. And it's much more easier, and you have much more possibilities to weather and all of that. Alright, here we have a normal 501st marking, nothing too fancy. Alright, now comes the part when you must export the texture, like this. You will go on File, Export Textures, then you will have all the parts of the mesh, but you don't want to have all the textures from them. All the mesh is imported, because then you just have some messed up textures. Unmark all of them except for the face to helmet. The face to helmet textures, you'll have base color, metallic, roughness, normal map. We won't be interested in that. Then you'll have to adjust resolution. I can make it in 4K, but it won't look so good. If I want to make a 4K texture, I have to remake the base color from ground. At some point, maybe I will do it, but I decided to wait because I'm not sure what kind of texture, what kind of UV map are DICE going to release in in February because they are fixing the markings, and that would mean some different stuff in there. Okay, and then you will have to select the dilation you're gonna go with. Yeah, I make it transparent, and then you will export it, but make sure to choose the folder in which you want to export. I will quickly export it here on desktop, like this. Is exporting. We wait a little bit, like this. Press OK. Save the project if you want. I will not. I think it's pretty obvious why. Alright, and then you go into Frosty Editor. As you can see, here we have all the textures, but we are only interested in the base color. This is the base color. Here, a little quick view. This is how it looks exported. I know it looks a bit different than the normal texture from DICE. That's because we edited it, and the way we export it is just in another way. But that won't be a problem because it will look the same in-game. It won't affect it with anything. Alright, then you must press import the base color, as I said, like this. Here we go. But I forgot one thing, and I'm glad I forgot it because now I can explain you much better what is going on. So you see the helmet in here has a bizarre look. It looks bizarre, yes. That's because I imported a PNG file and not a DDS file. As I said earlier, the DDS files have an alpha layer that adjusts the shininess, the brightness of the texture in game. Now, if you work in Substance, you'll want, if you want to have a if you don't want to have very shiny clone troopers, you have to go into desktop or wherever you saved the file, have the base color, drag it in Photoshop like this over it, press place, and then you will want to save it like this in Frosty Editor and import again the texture. Here we go. You see it's already different because you see it's much more opaque. That's because we have the alpha layer now, which is making it more opaque. And then here you have it. This, you can already see it has a different shape, a different bright on it. If you want to change that and make it look, let's say, a little bit more realistic, you can adjust the brightness like this up to around 50%, not too dark, and then save it. Okay, and you will already see a change in it. Helmet CS, yeah, like this. You can already see it's not that shiny anymore. It looks much more close to the Revenge of the Sith aspect of the armor. Alright, now I know the visor is silver. It's silver for a reason. There is a map called, not map, texture called normal map. That's how it is called. This is mostly used for the metallic look of the texture and some, how should I say it? Okay, let's just leave it for the metallic look. I will make a quick import to show you why the visor is silver. I have a modified version of the normal map for the clone spray helmet because I always use a silver look for the visor because I think is much more close to the movie. It's much more reflective. It reflects the light much better. And let me just have it. Yes. And then this is the visor. You can see it. It is purple because the purple color is specific for metallic look. It reflects much more lightning. You can see now here it reflects and it changes as I rotate it. Good. This this is all you need to know. These are, let's say, the basic for texturing. Because there's much more that I will cover in further live streams or normal videos. You guys will have to decide which ones are better for you. Okay, now we launch the game very quick to show you the skin in game. All right. Oh wait, the thing is not showing up. Oh, it is. Okay, good. My bad. Alright, now apart of all this, how are you guys doing? It's been some weeks since the new year. Oh yes, by the way, wish you everyone a happy new year, even though has been already 3 weeks almost. Haven't had too much time to spend new year. Okay. This should be the thing. Battlefront is starting up. Oh, and wanted to say, now after I will show you the final result, which is in-game, we will play some Battlefront because of the triple XP event in Starfighter Assault. I am not good in Starfighter Assault at all, but I will try it because I want to get some of my star cards upgraded. Alright. Also, I wanted to let you know this is my very first stream ever. Maybe I made one or two, but they were just, it was just me shutting, being silent. I am a bit nervous, not gonna lie, but I think it goes well. Also, you if you guys like the stream and if you want more, just let me know and share the stream, the video. I will make sure to have it up I'll make sure to have it on the channel afterwards, after I finish it. And yes, here you can see the final result. I know it's the Wolfpack is over it. The Wolfpack markings I will show you in another stream. Because we use the base colors, there are certain markings that are coming over, but that we will see another time, but this is how it looks in game. This is a final result, to say so. Everything you painted is in here, like this, if you do what you do right. Alright, so here you have it, the very first modding live stream. Here you go, just a normal texture, going for it. Alright guys, now with we are done with modding, and I will jump very quick in Star Wars Battlefront and play some Starfighter Assault. You guys are welcome to come in. We can play in a party if you want. Make sure to add me on Origin. Man the business. That's how mine there. Not Mandalorian business, only man the business. Alright. Here we go. Also guys, let me know if you can hear the sounds from Battlefront, the music and all of it. If not, I will adjust it. Alright, here we go, it's starting up. In future live streams, I'm planning to show you how I'm taking pictures in game. I know a lot of you have asked me in DM. You have sent me messages. Oh, how you do it? How you do it? Don't worry, I will show you how I am doing it. It's not that hard. It's not easy either if you want to have good pictures and not just a normal capture. Okay, we are 4 people in here. That's okay, I guess. I'll make sure next time I'm making a live stream, I'll make sure that I will announce it with at least 1 day before. Alright, multiplayer. Assault. Starfighter Assault. Alright. Here are Ryloth. No, I will not join the party. Here we go. By the way, guys, what do you think about what do you think about the new updates coming for the game? I think they're pretty good. I can't wait for Count Dooku. And when Count Dooku comes in, I will make sure to update the Coruscant, the Finest of the Coruscant Guards mod, with all of its updates and so on. Here we go. think I'm going with the interceptor. Oh man, no, no, this is bad. It's lagging. Man, it's lagging so bad. Hold on. And my controls are literally messed up. Invert look. No. Yes. Here we go. Okay. Why is lagging so bad, man? Hold on. I'll just quit and restart the game. Maybe there's some problem with it. Hope it's not the internet connection. No, I don't want to join the party. Okay. 3 persons watching. Thank you all for coming by. And I know it would sound a little bit weird because only 3. That's how it is in the beginning. Even 3 people matter, so thank you for coming by. Now I'll just relax a bit and play Battlefront for half an hour, maybe 2 or 3 rounds, and then I will end the stream. Okay, it's been... We are streaming. I was streaming for 50 minutes straight. Not bad. Alright, here we go. Salt, Starfighter Salt. By the way, how... Hope the image looks good on your side. Okay. Here we go. Not sure with what should I go. I'm gonna go with the fighter class. Still lagging. Not good. Much better now, but... Alright. I'm already being... Okay, invert vehicle. Yes, that's problem. How are you guys seeing everything? Is it lagging too bad or... Let's see. It's not good. Okay, this is not looking so good. Okay, I think Just give me a second. I think I can fix that. Give me a second. All right. So I'm not really sure what's the problem. I think there were some frames skipped. That doesn't look too good. Hope it's not lagging too much. But I will play a bit and then I think, whoa, give me a second. I think then I will finish the stream. Gotta figure out a lot of things for the first live stream because I'm not sure what I'm doing completely. Okay. So I can see it's not lagging that much anymore. Hopefully it will stay this way or get better. Here we go. We got am dead. That's fine. Hello there, Commander Knight. Welcome to the stream. Oh, it's lagging alright. Now I see it on YouTube. Not good. Don't just die already. Okay, you died anyway. Okay. Alright. Good. I think I should end the stream anyway. I can't figure out why it's lagging so bad on YouTube. Transmission, maybe I'll have to adjust it, but I think we did alright for now. Thank you all for joining and being here. I hope I showed you some stuff, some good things that you will use in making your own modes. Yeah, I know. Bad luck. Sorry for that. I have to figure that out. So yes, I was saying, thank you all for joining in. I hope you learned something new in modding. I'll save the stream on my channel, so you will be able to see it anytime you want and get a tutorial. And I guess I will see you all in the next live stream or possibly video. Thank you, and Mandalorians roll out!